Welcome to About the Author. I'm John and I'm here with Vicky Earle to discuss her first novel, What Happened to Frank. Welcome, Vicky.
Thank you, John.
So tell me, when did you first start writing?
I started as a child. I can't remember the specific time, but I know that I wrote comic strips for my sister. And also, one thing I remember is writing a script for a puppet play. And I actually, with the help of my father, made some string puppets and actually put on a show, and we had a grand audience of 8. And but it was lots of fun and I really enjoyed it. So I think I've always loved writing.
And what is your novel, What Happened to Frank, about?
Well, it's what you would call a cozy mystery, and it's really about the car accident that Meg's husband had, and she realizes on the anniversary of the accident that she doesn't believe it was an accident, that she believes somebody actually deliberately killed him. And in the quest to find this out, she finds out more about herself, and some of her past is revealed, and there are some twists and turns in the plot.
And why is it set in Ontario, Canada?
Well, it's set in Ontario because I've lived here since 1973. I'm familiar with this province. I love it. So I feel most comfortable writing about an environment that I'm familiar with.
I noticed Meg, your main character, is involved in horse racing business. Is this something that has a connection with you?
My family's involved with horse racing. My husband and my 2 sons and I. We breed thoroughbreds and race them and enjoy it very much. Still a lot to learn, I'm sure, but I've learned a lot about horse racing and I enjoy it, and it's an environment, again, that I feel familiar with, as you mentioned, and therefore I feel comfortable writing about it and I enjoy writing about it.
What books do you enjoy reading?
I actually enjoy a very wide range of books. I love to try different authors and experience different styles of writing. I like mysteries, but I also like some of the very artistic literature. I've read biographies. I'm not consistent at all in what I read.
Do you use an outline in your writing process?
Yes, I do feel comfortable using an outline. I did make an outline for What Happened to Frank. I had an idea of what I wanted to do. Mind you, it changed substantially over time as I changed my mind or added different elements to make it more interesting. But I would keep going back to the outline and adjusting it. So I had that as an anchor to work from, so that I could also refer back and make sure that I was consistent in the story and so on. So I find it very helpful having an outline.
Is there a sequel being written by any chance?
I have thought about a sequel. I'm beginning to write one. So I'm hopeful that people will be interested enough that they'll want to find out what happens in the future with Meg.
I notice animals play a prominent role in your novel. Is this another thing that has a connection with your life?
Yes, I've always loved animals. Again, since I was a child, I had many pets when I was a child. And I've also worked for the Ontario SPCA for several years. I've always had animals in my life, and I enjoy them.
Now, how can readers find out more about your book?
They can find out more on my blog.
And when will the book be available?
It will be available at the end of this year, 2015.
Thank you very much, Vicky.
Thank you, John.